My 16-year-old daughter just inherited $2 million from my husband's business partner who died last month. The partner was a woman I'd never heard of, and the will specifically stated the money was for his biological daughter. Let me take you back to how this all started. I thought I had the perfect marriage. David and I had been together for 18 years, married for 15. We met when I was 24 and he was 28, both working at the same consulting firm in downtown Chicago. He was charming, ambitious, everything I thought I wanted in a partner. Our daughter Emma came along 2 years into our marriage. She was planned, wanted, loved. David was over the moon when I told him I was pregnant. He painted the nursery himself, assembled every piece of baby furniture, and cried harder than I did when she was born. Emma looked just like him too. Same dark hair, same green eyes, same stubborn chin. Everyone always commented on how much she resembled her father. It made me proud. For years, everything felt normal. David worked in finance, traveled occasionally for business. Emma grew up happy and healthy. We had family game nights, went on camping trips, celebrated every milestone together. But looking back now, there were small things that should have made me question everything. David was always secretive about his phone. Not in an obvious way, but he never left it lying around. He'd take it to the bathroom, keep it face down during dinner, always had it in his pocket. He also had this habit of taking calls outside. Work stuff, he'd say with an apologetic smile. You know how boring financial planning is. Emma got expensive gifts sometimes that seemed excessive. A $500 guitar for her 13th birthday. A top-of-the-line laptop for school when a basic one would have worked fine. Designer clothes that I definitely hadn't bought. When I questioned it, David would shrug. She's our only child. I want to spoil her a little. Something felt off, but I couldn't put my finger on what. Then last month, everything exploded. I was sorting through the mail when I found a thick envelope addressed to Emma. The return address was from a law firm I didn't recognize. Since she was only 16, I opened it. I wish I hadn't. It was a will. A woman named Patricia Caldwell had died and left Emma $2 million, plus a trust fund that would pay for her college expenses and provide a monthly stipend until she turned 25. I'd never heard the name Patricia Caldwell in my life. But the will was very specific. The money was being left to Emma Mitchell, biological daughter of David Mitchell. There were photocopies of Emma's birth certificate, social security card, even her school photos from the last few years. This stranger had been watching my daughter grow up. My hands were shaking as I called the law office. The attorney was professional but couldn't tell me much due to client confidentiality. Patricia Caldwell had been 54 when she died. No husband, no other children. She'd been planning this bequest for years. How did she know my daughter? I asked. There was a long pause. I think that's something you should discuss with your husband, Mrs. Mitchell. My blood turned to ice. I confronted David that evening after Emma went upstairs to do homework. I threw the legal documents on the kitchen table between us. Who is Patricia Caldwell? David went completely white. He stared at the papers for a long moment, then slowly sank into a chair. I can explain, he whispered. You better. And that's when he told me the truth that destroyed everything I thought I knew about my family. Patricia Caldwell had been David's girlfriend before he met me. They'd dated for 3 years and had planned to get married. But she got pregnant, and David panicked. He was only 26, not ready for that kind of responsibility. He left her. Just disappeared from her life completely. Patricia decided to keep the baby and raise her alone. She never asked David for child support or tried to contact him. She moved to a different state and built a life for herself and her daughter. Her daughter who she named Emma. Wait, I said, my voice barely working. You're telling me there's another Emma? Another daughter? David shook his head, tears streaming down his face. No, Sarah. There's only one Emma. Ours. Patricia gave birth to our Emma, but she couldn't handle being a single mother. She reached out to me when the baby was 6 months old and asked if I wanted to adopt her. The room was spinning. We never legally adopted through the courts, David continued. Patricia just gave her to us. We told everyone you'd given birth to her. I put my name on a new birth certificate. Patricia moved across the country and we never spoke again. Until now. She's been watching Emma grow up through social media, through school websites, through private investigators. She never interfered, never tried to contact us. But she never stopped loving her daughter. I couldn't breathe. Emma wasn't my biological child. The pregnancy I remembered, the birth, the first few months of her life, none of that was real. I was never pregnant, I whispered. David's silence was answer enough. 18 years of my life had been built on a lie. But wait. It gets worse. I ran upstairs and pulled out Emma's baby book. The photos I thought showed me pregnant were actually photos of me holding other people's babies at family gatherings. The hospital bracelet I'd saved wasn't mine, it belonged to David's sister from when she had her son. Every memory I had of Emma's first year had been carefully constructed and manipulated. But as I sat there, surrounded by fake memories and legal documents, Emma walked into the kitchen. She looked between me and David, saw the papers scattered across the table, and said something that stopped my heart. So you finally found out about Patricia. She knew. Emma had known the truth for 2 years. Patricia had reached out to her directly on her 14th birthday, explained everything, and asked if she wanted to have a relationship. They'd been talking regularly. Video calls, letters, even a few secret meetings when Patricia came to town. She's not trying to replace you, Mom, Emma said, sitting down next to me. She never wanted to disrupt our family. She just wanted to know I was okay. I wasn't angry at Emma. How could I be? She was just a child trying to understand her own identity. But I was furious at David. 18 years of lies. 18 years of thinking I'd carried and birthed the child I loved more than my own life. 18 years of medical forms where I lied about family history because I didn't know it wasn't true. I moved out that same night. The divorce was finalized 3 months later. David kept the house, but I got half of everything else. Emma chose to live with me, which meant more than I can express. We're still working through everything in family therapy. Emma and I are closer than ever, and she's helping me understand that biology doesn't define motherhood. I raised her, loved her, was there for every scraped knee and broken heart. But I also encourage her relationship with Patricia now. They deserve to know each other. David? He lost everything. His job found out about the falsified documents he'd used to establish Emma's identity, and he was terminated. Emma barely speaks to him now, not because of the adoption, but because of the 18 years of lies he told both of us. Sometimes the truth destroys everything. But sometimes it also sets you free. Have you experienced something like this? Tell me in the comments.